filming yet?
Yep.
Good. Okay, I lubed this up so now it's really soft this way, which I hate. But this is stiff, so it makes up for it. Okay, this here you want to make sure it stays on 0. Okay, this is a stud. How long and too long is it?
3/16.
Okay, now don't chuck up on the threads because it hurts them. So don't do that. Okay, we gotta make sure that's on the center. It might be too high. If it's too high, it's gonna be a problem. Where's that 6-inch scale that you're supposed to have? Did you leave it somewhere?
Yeah.
Good.
Where you left it.
I got another one. Is it straight? Looks pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we go over here. You go until you hit. You got your stop right here. You gotta make sure you go at least 3/16, that way it'll have room to go. If you go more than that, it moves it back. Alright. How hard is it going to be? Let's see. Okay, we're going to cut how much?
3/16.
Which is machinist. Oh, you're a welder.
Learning.
Here's 100. 150.
150 is 3/16.
Oh, you said that's 150. That's how the threads look like they're harder than the other one. See how it's cut nice and freely?
Yeah.
So once it's cut nice and smooth like that, keep cutting. You judge your feet while you're cutting it. So the camera can't see this. You got 2 times you break a bit off. When you first touch the part when it's really hard and uneven cut like a thread. And the other time is when you try to cut past center line, it breaks the tip off. So you try going like this. And you hear a snap, you cut the bit off. Now if you're too low, it leaves a titty. If you're too high, it'll rub real hard. It just pushes it off and it'll break. So right now I think we're a little bit high. There's no titty. Okay, that was 150. 3/16 is 188 and a half.
Okay.
Or 187 and a half, excuse me. So if you don't know which number, if you go over here. It shows you right here. Chart. That's what the chart's for. It tells you.
Oh yeah. 3/16 to 100.
Breaking that head on the floor?
No. Never.
Someone else did it. It is a 30 thou cut. It's a pretty heavy cut. Let's cut it. So you want to cut it. So there's 190. You want to have a starting thread so you can start your bolt. So you got kind of 45 on it, see like this.
Ah.
45 means you equal on both hands. There's 191. That's 3/16 off. So if you want much of a chamfer on that first thread, come back and do it again.
So you're moving out as you're going in.
Yeah, you're doing 2 angles. So there's 200. Back it out of the way. Take a look at it. Looks good. Go like loops. Take your crappy file, go like this, you hold it in and roll it. And take it off and see how bad the threads are you just clamped on.
Not bad at all.
Now, that's a 60-yard chuck, so it hits pretty evenly, but it'll still leave dimple marks. Looks alright. Alright, so that's minimum chamfer, but hopefully it won't be a problem in your nut. Where's your nut? Where's your nut?
No, they're in my pants.
You don't want that one though.
Oh, looking like you're losing it.
So I've been losing it for a long time. Read my comments, you'll see. Okay, so that goes under that far. Where's your scale at? Oh, it's still sitting here.
Mm-hmm. Where's the cylinders at?
Why switch over the heads?
Oh.
We got one over here. How about this one? Somebody left that laying around just one day and we'll fix up here. Okay. There's a different one. So there's our 7/8 right there in that thread. We got a whole bunch of overhang we don't need.
So would we take that off or just leave it?
Well, if you go right to that tip, it's 1050. It looks pretty even. So now you got to see what 1050 looks like on this. 50 is right there. See, we're just below full threads. Here's where your thread ends. So we're not quite bottomed out on the thread in the case. So theoretically I don't have to take off the full 200 thou. I could probably live with about 160 to 170. But it's better to be a little extra because this is bottomed out. So that's our extra clearance we got, the bottom out factor. So if I thread all the way at the bottom, that means I'll have a little extra clearance on the bottom. So if I go like half a turn like that, come back and check it.
That's full shank right there.
Oh, we're not 050, we're 150. My number was off. So it's 150 down right now. 150. See, we're past the one thread. So we're going to be burying it into the case pretty good. See, we have that right there.
Remind you to take off a little bit more.
That's quite a bit. Half a turn is 160. Oh, here's titty right there trying to read. Is there a nick in there? Something ain't coming off. Well, you got that rubber I'm trying to read.
That's why they have the other side.
That's why they got the other side. Okay, that's about 1075, 1080. So if you give it to half a turn, this one's a little over, about 125. Same spot, 125 is flush with the thread. So either way, we're going to bury that thing in there pretty good. Make sure we get it all in there.
So 200 thou is a good number.
Yep.
Cool.
So about 1080.
Yeah, because it's only 13 thou past the 3/16.
So if we have 1080, well, actually I can do it. I can make a real measurement.
Why are you going that way?
To 1.238.
3839.
So we want to be a little bit under that because we want clearance for the gasket. So about 1.2 inches
Take another 38 out.
is how much is going to be sticking out of that case. And look at it, it's right at the first thread. 0.2. See, the math works out. See?
Yep.
So nothing above 1.2 inches. That leaves us 30 thou clearance. And we put a gasket on it, should be another 20. So that should give us 50 thou from the bottom out. And 50 thou, we already know is about half a turn because we did our measurement before. So that's half a turn clearance. That's all you got. So that's not too much clearance. If you want to fudge it up another 20, you can. But 1.2 looks like a good number to go with. It could probably be a hair higher, but not much higher. 220 would be the absolute limit.
So say 210. Be comfy.
Like I said, you put a 30 thou gasket in there, so you got
Got some height there.
theoretically we got a 1/16 of an inch of clearance. Because when you add the gasket plus the half turn, that's 60 thou. So if you lose 20, you're still got 40. You still got clearance. The key is you still got clearance. You're not bottoming out in the nut.
Gotcha.
Right here. You're not bottoming out right here. The other problem is every one of these is different heights probably, but for now, initially,
just go based off of the top.
You have an overall dimension here. Measure each stud. And it shouldn't be, if you're no less than what this one is, we should be pretty close. So that's your standard. Don't screw them up.
And you're going to be working on heads?
I am going to be working on valves.
Valves?
Because I'm going to grind them over here.
So YouTube's going to watch you?
And I have a bunch of these over here to do. For some reason you have a 12-cylinder valve, the heads. That's 6 valves per head. Even I'm doing more than one motor. Which one is it? And we're going to hear you over there screwing everything up. So.
Exactly, that's why we don't want the camera seeing me.
So
They'll see the camera seeing you.
if we go like this, we can catch everybody. Look at that. We're going to get you, and me, and everybody.
I'm going to measure like 70 times and cut
And
once.
remember, don't ever clamp on threads. It's hard on them.
Alright, well.
So I'm going to take these new valves that we already honed the stems here that we didn't show earlier. Because it's a secret. So we'll be back in a second.